sponsored by the West Michigan Home and Garden Show, starting this Thursday at DeVos Place in Grand Rapids. Patrick Richardson, aka the Laundry Evangelist, will be sermonizing all of us at the show, sharing his love of laundry. And he's with us now. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, good morning.
I read your bio. I know that you've loved laundry since you were a very young child, and clothing and textiles, the whole scene. What is it that you love about it?
Oh, I love the whole process. I love um like the actual doing it. Like I enjoy, playing with the clothes and the washing machine and all those things. But what I really think I love most is how clean clothes make me and how make everybody else feel. Like
Hmm.
I love I actually had a customer say it better than I ever could. She said, I love laundry because at the end of Friday I can't go, look at that big pile of social work I did. But look at that big pile of laundry and I got that done. And I think that's my favorite thing. Like seeing the empty hamper is just so satisfying.
Yes, I can relate to that. Now, when it comes to the laundry, what are most of us doing wrong?
Couple of things right off the bat. Number one, you're using too much detergent. You know, the big industry tells you need about this much for a full cup and this much for a small. You only need about that much. You need about 2 tablespoons of detergent for a full load of laundry. The other thing is we're using too long of a cycle. 95% of the time, the express cycle is more than long enough to do the entire load of laundry.
That I recently learned that fact, and I'm a more is more girl, so I am a chief
Mm.
offender, so I'm working
Yeah.
on that. I need an intervention like this for sure. You operate under the premise that all clothing, regardless of price, can be cared for at home. So you fearlessly launder your cashmere sweaters and even your best suits. Come on, Patrick.
Yes, it's completely true. First of all, think about cashmere. Cashmere comes from this smelly goat that it lives on the side of a mountain, right? It's on the side of the mountain, and here's the goat. And like when it starts to rain or it starts to snow, the shepherd doesn't herd them into the barn. They just stand out there and they get rained on. So there's no reason that you can't wash cashmere. And I've seen sheep stand in the field, so I know that that's a thing. The one thing I will tell you about when it gets to the suit or when it gets to the cashmere overcoat is you do need like a pretty good iron or a pretty good steamer to stake it back out. I mean, it'll totally survive going in the washing machine, but it is nice to have a really good steamer because that is the part that can get a little tricky is
Mm.
when you're trying to do a suit or an overcoat or something, you do need a good steamer.
So, Home and Garden Show, you'll be on stage every day of the
Yep.
show. Um,
Yes.
and what are you going to talk about with folks there?
Oh, I'm going to tell them everything they need to know about doing their laundry. I'm going to tell you the basics, like don't use too much detergent and a better way to sort in the express cycle. And I'm going to tell you why you need some vodka and an aluminum foil in your laundry room.
I love it. I
Mhm.
told you before we got started here that I used to love ironing, love it. Kind of, I guess, the same way you love an empty hamper. I loved, perfect wrinkle-free. I ironed my blue jeans. I mean, you wouldn't believe the things I ironed. I've since broken up with it, but you said it's the iron that I need to do something about my iron.
Yeah, you need a steam generating iron, which I mean, irons produce steam, but that's not a steam generating iron. A steam generating iron actually has pressurized steam. So the iron shoots through it. So, like when you go to a tailor shop and you see that iron where you sit,
Yeah,
steam, that's a steam generating iron. And you can actually now buy those for home. And that will change the game. The other thing, if you don't want to go buy one, if you will get a spray bottle and you'll mist everything before you iron it, the irons now get so hot, everything can become one pass. So you can just iron over it and be done because it's actually the steam that gives you that beautiful finish. It's not the heat of the iron.
got it. Huh. You
Mhm.
do laundry camps. What are those?
At Laundry Camp is kind of what I'm going to teach you at the home show. It's everything you ever know in a little more detail. I shorten it a touch because it's tough when you don't have like a lab, but it's basically everything you need to know about laundry. But what's fun is at the home show, I'll answer every one of those questions.
I
So
love
if
it.
you show up and you want to know how to wash something very unusual, your wedding dress, I'm more than happy to tell you how to do it.
All right. thelaundryevangelist.com is his website. You can see him in person at the West Michigan Home and Garden Show, February 26th through March 1st at DeVos Place in Grand Rapids. Tickets and showtimes at grhomeshow.com. Patrick, thank you so much.
Thank you. I can't wait to be in Grand Rapids.